What is up, guys? Hope everybody is having a great day. Today, I really just wanted to give a tactical way as to how you can utilize email for your business today. Now, a lot of people don't necessarily utilize email marketing, but I'm here to tell you there's a couple reasons why I think email marketing is so powerful, right? The first one is because of the fact that you own the traffic, right? I've said it once and I'll continue to say it, is that social media is great. It's how I built my business. It's how I help other people build their businesses. But the fact of the matter is, if I have 10,000 followers, 10,000 people are not going to see the content. What Instagram or Facebook is going to do is it's going to show a couple of people. And then from there, what it's going to do is it's going to analyze how those people engage with the content. And then if they engage well, it'll show it to the rest of the audience or to a lot more of the audience, right? The thing about email is if you have 10,000 email addresses and you've done everything right as far as deliverability, making sure the emails are legit, when you send 10,000 emails, the 10,000 emails go to the inbox, which means that you have a chance for somebody to consume your content. So that's the first thing. The second thing is with email marketing, everybody already knows you in some way, shape, or form, right? Technically, you're not supposed to scrape a list of email addresses and then just throw them onto an email marketer. But if you have an opt-in way or you have past customers who have given you their email addresses, now you have a group of people who are consistently able to know about you and they're already interested in you in some way, shape, or form. If you think about e-commerce, that's why when you go onto a Shopify store or really any e-commerce store, they ask you for your email address. In return, you get 10%, 20% off. Now, they do that so they can build the list and people who are going to the website are already interested in the product. And so that's the next reason that I really love email marketing, as far as like connecting with people who are already interested in what you do. Another reason I love email marketing is because as far as a design perspective, it's relatively easy to get started. I know for me personally, my favorite template when it comes to email marketing is to have the logo at the top and then a header image that I can create in Canva, a headline, text, and then some sort of call to action at the bottom, whether it's a click here to take control of the sale, whether it's a click here to schedule your appointment. I keep my email format looks pretty basic for a couple reasons. The main reason I keep them basic is because sometimes if you get too creative and you like use the wrong fonts or you don't format pictures right or they're too big or too small, your look of your email will look different based on where people are viewing it, whether it be mobile or desktop, and then based on what software they're looking at it. So like if somebody's looking at Gmail, it may look different on Outlook. If somebody's looking at it on a Mac, it may look different on a different type of laptop. So I really keep the way my emails look pretty basic for that specific reason. And so those are the reasons that I like email. One more reason that I like email, I just thought about it, is because if you're selling a service, right, a lot of times people who have email addresses, oftentimes if they're not like necessarily Gmail or like one of those or Yahoo or something like that, if they're a company email, you know they have some sort of resources, right? I said this on social the other day. It's like if I had 1 million followers running a marketing agency on TikTok, but they were all 13 to 18 or 75% of them were 13 to 18, that wouldn't benefit me in trying to grow my business. The thing is, if I look at my email list, a lot of the emails are people who work for the companies. And so I know that there's some sort of resources there, or I know that they have a role in their company which has allowed them to get an email address, right? So if you're somebody trying to sell financial services, or if you're somebody trying to raise funds for a project, or you're somebody trying to sell health and fitness, you can look at the emails, analyze the company, and get a good idea really before you even market to them if they're an ideal fit or not. So that's another reason that I like emails. And so a couple things that you can do as far as marketing from a brand and organization perspective is the first thing you can do is you could have a monthly newsletter. Now, what this newsletter can cover is a couple things. One, an article that really gives value to people about your industry and how it can help them. And then right below, it could be a tactical tip for them to take away right away, right? So for example, I'm going to use plumbing as the example throughout this video, but if I had a plumbing service, I could have an article about like what it means, like, and let's say it's the winter, right? I could have an article that basically says, here's what to look out for with your plumbing in your house during the winter, right? And then at the end, I can have a tactical takeaway that says, watch this video to get tactics on how to make sure that your pipes don't burst during the winter. And then on that button, I can do a couple things. One, I can send them to a YouTube video, but what I actually would do is I would embed the YouTube video onto my website. And then from there, I would have a Facebook pixel, right? Because now once they get to my website, if they get tracked, I can run ads specifically to my website visitors on Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram, right? And then from there, I know that I'm hitting people who came from the email newsletter, right? And so the monthly newsletter is a great way to get started into really generating that thought leadership, but it's also a great way to send people to your website. Another thing you can do is, and it's relatively simple, so like how I told you about the logo, header graphic, body, and then call to action, what you can actually do is you can replace that header image with a picture with a testimonial and then talk about the story and then have a call to action, right? Because as we know in marketing, the best form of marketing is word of mouth. And so if you can have testimonials that go out to everybody on your list, that just really benefits what you're doing as a whole. So that's another thing that you could do, right? A cool thing that you could also do is whenever jobs are complete, or you can even send these emails once a quarter, you can ask people for Google reviews, right? The good thing is if you do this on social, the wrong person may see it and they may go try to give you bad reviews. But if you have a list of emails of jobs that you've completed and everybody on there is in good standing with you, you can send it to that list and then just put a link to your Google reviews. And that way you can generate Google reviews, which will help you on the search perspective as well. So there's a lot of things that I would do with email. And the great thing is about it now with ChatGPT, all you have to do is, and I can send anybody the document who wants it, you just have to fill out your ideal avatar, and then you have to fill out what your business provides, and you don't even have to fill out sheets anymore, right? If the questions are there, simply go to your voice memos, hit record, talk about each of them, and then stop the recording. And then now on the iPhone, they have an AI transcriber. You just get the whole thing transcribed in about 10 seconds, and then you copy that and you put it into ChatGPT. And then from there, it knows about your avatar and the services you provide, okay? So now ChatGPT knows about the services you provide and the avatar that you're trying to reach, okay? From there, what you're gonna do is, and I can put the prompt for the email marketer that I use in the comments, but you basically position ChatGPT and you tell it it's gonna be the best email marketer ever, right? And the great thing about this is, as you're getting ready to send these emails, you can have this conversation saved on ChatGPT, which will then allow you to, anytime you need an email, you just ask it to write the type of email you're looking for, right? So let's say you want to write an article about what's going on in the plumbing industry, right? So I speak into my phone, voice memos app, I'm talking, I hit done, and then I go transcribe, and then I take that prompt and I keep that conversation, and I literally take that voice memo that I just did, I put it into ChatGPT and I say, craft an email that writes an article and gives my list a tactical takeaway. It generates it, you put it into whatever email marketing platform you're using, and then from there, you can send it off to your list. And I'm telling you, the benefit about this is people get hundreds of emails a day. So if you're sending, let's say 3 a week, they're not gonna be overwhelmed by that, but you have more opportunities. And so, like I said, create that prompt. I have the prompt in the comment section, but basically you take that prompt and then you save that conversation. So anytime you need an email, you just go there and let it know what you need an email for. Tactically in my life, how I did this was when I was running the Chicago mastermind called Legacy Summit, anytime that there was something important we wanted to promote, I would literally give it to ChatGPT. It would craft the email. I use FRHeart2 Tech for my email marketing. If you want to learn some more about that, you can go to frheart2tech.com. I'd give it the text and it'd send out the email. And it was kind of cool because with only about 8 weeks of promotion, we were able to build that email list to about 300 people. And so it's like now I have 300 people who are interested in the mastermind business development space that I can continue to market to. So always ask yourself, right, like what benefit would it bring to my business if I had 1,000 people I could send emails to who were already interested in what I needed? Or what benefit would it bring my business if I had 2,000 people who I'd already worked with who I've sent out a blast email to ask them for Google reviews, right? I believe that owning your traffic is the most important thing you can do. And I think social media is a great way to generate awareness. But once you get that awareness, you have to send people somewhere to get their data. Because if you don't send people somewhere to get the data, you're just really marketing in vain. And so I believe that if you can build a list from past customers and through people getting opt-ins, that's how you're going to really be able to hone in on your marketing and reach the people who you want to give the product or service that you provide. So any questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the comments, message me on any social platform. But I think that email marketing paired with an organic social media strategy is going to be the way that people are really going to separate themselves in 2025. Have a great day and God bless.